Water, the key item of life, the life source of all living beings. And Istanbul, the city, destiny of which has been shaped with water. From Byzantine to Ottoman, from Ottoman to Turkish Republic, the capital city of water. From monumental waterworks of 500 years to gigantic dams, from gigantic tunnels to water distribution pipelines, from modern treatment plants to a gigantic metropolis where the future of water in the world is generated. Istanbul, the sacred city where the past and the future of water are blended together. There are very few cities in the world with such a destiny shaped with water and taking its beauty from water. Together with Rome, Istanbul is the second city in history, the name of which has been mentioned with water. With its Bosporus and Golden Horn, Istanbul is the only city in the world with a sea flowing through it. A gigantic metropolis, larger than 23 countries of Europe with its population. The city which hosts millions of tourists every year, and the city where hearts of trade, transportation, logistics and many more sectors are beaten. Every day, millions of cubic meters of water is used in Istanbul. Although surrounded by water and sea flowing through it, Istanbul does not have any freshwater resource. For this reason, throughout history, water has been transported to this city from outside. Today, water is transported to Istanbul from a wide geography stretching from the Stranca Mountains to Melen. Water coming with the rainfall is accumulated at dams and carried to treatment plants via gigantic transmission lines. Going through many treatment processes here, water is brought onto a completely clean, clear and potable quality. Having reached to a world-class potable quality, water sets off to a way of thousands of kilometers. Istanbul is embraced by water through different sizes of pipes from underground, street by street. With water, continents are connected with each other in Istanbul. Water becomes life to a mother preparing food for her family, to a father who returned home from work tired, a child who returned home from school thirsty. Water becomes life in Istanbul with İSKİ. What about domestic water? From residences to workplaces, from plants to gigantic industrial zones, the whole domestic waters used in Istanbul is collected individually for our future, for our seas and lakes. Plans have been made on the basis of basins, and gigantic environment protection projects have been formed. Having restored the Golden Horn to its old days with the Golden Horn Environment Protection Project and with gigantic investments, İSKİ is continuing its investments without pauses in order to ensure that residents of Istanbul can have a swim at every point of the city. Today, modern treatment plants are providing service at many points of Istanbul, including its villages. Wastewater collected street by street is carried to these modern treatment plants via collectors, microtunnels and tunnels. Wastewaters of Istanbul brought to plants are treated biologically and advanced biologically and discharged harmlessly to environment after being rendered. With the gigantic plants of billions of liras, lakes, seas and water resources of Istanbul are being protected from wastewater threat, and the coasts are attaining their cleaner days every passing day. Today, pleasure of sea can be enjoyed at various points from Kilyos to Büyükada. The aim is to catch the criteria that all coasts of Istanbul are swimmable. Well then, how are these gigantic investments are being made, which have brought water to Istanbul, and which have brought to its environment cleaner days every passing day? Naturally, this is achieved through the local management vision started by the President of Turkey, directives of our distinguished Prime Minister and our distinguished President, plans and projects of professional and experienced İSKİ staff, with the İSKİ staff from workers to officers who work uninterruptedly 7 days and 24 hours, at times in the field, at times below the ground for meters. With its thousands of employees, İSKİ is working for Istanbul at many visible and non-visible locations, from the villages to locations where the heart of the city beats, for 7 days and 24 hours without stopping during feasts and holidays, constantly engaging in new investments. In Istanbul, it is a sacred occupation to provide water service.